Do you ever wonder what secrets a photo can hold? This one right here is a photo of my great-great-grandma, Helen, and her younger half-sister, Faye, in 1950. At first glance, it just looks like two sisters enjoying the moment, but their lives were anything but smooth sailing. If their story were a movie, it would be a historical drama with a little bit of true crime mixed in. And trust me, it's all true. Helen Grosvenor, my great-great-grandma, was born to Lucy Ellen Forbes in 1916 in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. From the get-go, her life was shaped by some pretty dramatic events. By the time she was just a few years old, the world was in utter chaos. World War I was raging, the Spanish flu pandemic hit, killing millions, and at one point her dad, Francis Grosvenor, did something that would raise eyebrows even today. He mysteriously changed his name to Fred Brown and left the family. We may never know why he did it, but it's one of those family mysteries that really just sticks with you. But despite her rocky start, Helen's life wasn't all tragedy. At 18, she married Jack Patraw, my great-great-grandpa, and they had 12 kids in total. 12. But even with so many kids to manage, they ran a bar near the markets in St. Paul. It was called Jack and Helen's. But imagine the chaos that must have been, managing 12 kids and running a business at the same time. It wasn't glamorous, but they worked hard. Everything seemed to be going okay up until 1951, when Jack got caught up in a robbery. But here's the kicker, he didn't do it for greed. Jack and another man, George Lehman, robbed a bar, not for the thrill of it, but so they could buy Christmas presents for their kids. They didn't get very far though. Jack was caught on the spot, and most of the stolen money was recovered. So yeah, not exactly the Christmas miracle they had in mind. Despite the hardships, Helen and Jack's story was far from over. But the drama doesn't stop there. The story takes another turn when we look at Helen's half-sister, Faye. Faye was born in 1929, 13 years after Helen, and her life too was shaped by the struggles of the time. Faye's childhood was defined by the Great Depression. Her father, Olaf Hanson, had immigrated from Norway, and though he had good work ethic, the economy didn't make life easy for them. Despite the age gap between them, Helen and Faye had a close bond, but life threw some serious challenges their way. When Helen was 18 and Faye was just 4, their 6-year-old brother Kenneth passed away in an accident. Then, as if that wasn't enough, in 1963, their sister Frances was murdered by her ex-husband. Frances had gone to his apartment in St. Paul to pick up her glasses, with her mom waiting out in the car, and tragically, she never made it out. She left behind 5 children and 12 grandchildren. The whole family was devastated. It's the kind of loss that's hard to even comprehend. Her ex-husband, David Thielen, murdered her in a fit of rage when she came to retrieve her things. Through all this, Helen and Faye never drifted apart. Their bond lasted through some of the hardest times in American history: world wars, the Great Depression, and the devastating losses of loved ones. This photo from 1950 captures a moment between them that was probably one of the few peaceful times in their lives. It's a snapshot of joy in the middle of everything that they went through. Restoring this photo brought me closer to these 2 amazing women who lived through things that most of us will never have to face. It's amazing to think about the strength that it must have taken to survive everything that they did. Their story is messy, complicated, full of ups and downs, but it's real, and that's why I wanted to share it. Helen and Faye's lives weren't perfect, but they were a reflection of their time, filled with both resilience and hardship. They lived through wars, economic collapse, personal tragedies, and yet, through it all, they found moments of happiness and love. History isn't just about big events, it's about the people who lived through them, the ones who faced incredible odds and kept going. If there's one thing I've learned from researching my family's past, it's that every photo has a story, and every story is worth telling. Make sure you take a look through your family's old photo albums. You never know what secrets you might find. And if you do, let me know. I'd love to hear your family stories.